Alright, so I'm going to just dispel any rumors before they start. Devolver Digital has never given me money. I ain't seen a red cent from those guys. I just happen to really, really like all of their games. That said, Katana Zero...
good games.
Devolver
exactly,
Digital is
exactly.
like the indie art house of video games.
Yeah. They're except they talk way more shit.
I
But,
mean,
yeah,
okay.
Anyway about it, that said, Katana Zero is fucking incredible and probably my favorite game that I've played this year. So
Okay.
imagine, right? Remember Hotline Miami and how it had that whole do you like hurting other people thing sort of going on? And I don't really felt like it landed because you were mostly killing mooks and it didn't really expand on that. There weren't really characters in that game, so there wasn't a reason for you to feel bad.
No.
In this game, oh, you don't remember that?
What I remember about Hotline Miami is if you got hit once, you died, but also if you hit them once, they die.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was all there was to Hotline Miami. There was no story or dialogue, nothing. It was just that.
No, there was
Nope.
a little.
No.
Well, yeah, anyway about it, it's understandable that you don't think there was, because it kind of didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Point is, right, imagine if you played Hotline Miami, but that was the best part of the game.
I see.
So here is part of the game where I am looking for, Leviathan. He's Behemoth's big brother, as this little girl explained. So I, had to go search my room for him and use the one to glow, because they glow when they're close to each other. This is a little girlfriend that your character meets.
So are those like your devil arms or something?
No, they're, toys.
Oh, okay.
And then see, the little girl loves them. She's adorable.
I
what I'm
thought
trying to
you were looking for pocket change.
No.
Digging through the sofa there.
Well, mostly, but, you know. So, anyway, essentially, what the reason I brought up Hotline Miami with that is because, this game very much takes on that same theme, but it does things with it. It expands on the ideas, and it has a very, very good story that's incredibly engaging. And then, when you get to the gameplay segments, they're a lot of fun, and you run around and beating the crap out of people. It's the best of both worlds.
What's with that?
Oh, that...
It just like
That-
glitched out and then reset and then did the exact same thing.
Yeah, you like laid down on the couch and then it glitched and then you lay down on the couch but the different way.
Well,
With your head on the different side of the couch.
that is because of something that I'm actually not going to talk about a lot because of spoilers. In
Oh.
fact, it got to the point where I just cut out a bunch of stuff because I didn't want to spoil some stuff because
That
like
makes sense.
yeah.
Huh.
Before I got to this mission, between talking to the little girl, there was like a psychiatrist session where we talked about like some stuff in the story that was all spoilers, and here I'm going to show off some of the stealth mechanics. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of missions, or maybe fortunately there are not a lot of missions that use the stealth mechanics.
Yeah,
So here, unfortunately,
it's probably worth mentioning that most of these stories are sort of told in flashbacks of you basically talking to your psychiatrist.
basically, yeah.
And anytime you like die in the game, it actually is like, wait, no, that's
die in
not how
real
it
life.
happened. And then you like back up and do it again because it's like that story doesn't make
Oh.
sense.
Okay.
Sort of. That's actually not what's going on.
That's the
a lot
impression
of
that I got. Then.
a lot of you talking to your psychiatrist is talking about like current things. You don't remember, like you've essentially lost your memory and are sort of going through all of this, and you're trying to gain it back. But there is specifically there's like, it's not time travel fuckery. It's something similar though. Yeah,
All
here
right,
I'm,
well,
Like some
Yeah.
black cat shit.
a little.
Well, from the sounds of it, it's something that happens that's plot relevant, and we should
Yeah.
probably not talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just making a guess there, so if
Yeah,
nobody
it's-
either confirms nor denies it, then that's no spoilers right there.
But yeah, it is essentially very plot relevant, and the plot is very, very good.
So I see here that you play as Wolf from the new popular video game Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Yes.
Have you played Mark of the Ninja?
I have not.
No, I haven't.
I was curious how similar to that it was, but because from the looks of it, it sort of seems similar. Except that game was very much more about the stealth mechanics, so I don't know. But
Right. What are the stealth mechanics here?
There are a couple of stealth mechanics, and this is like one of the only missions that uses them. The stealth mechanics are what I have to do is I have to hide into that little alcove so that guy doesn't hear me. What I have to do is like hold down Y, but I'm like not doing that. I'm fucking it up pretty bad. Told by my employer not to kill any of these guys
I see.
and to listen to him. However, at this point, you sort of start to doubt whether your employer has your best interests in mind, or the best interests in general in mind. So then I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to kill them.
I see. It just what? Because the stealth mechanics didn't work, or were you the? Hey, look, that even has the Hotline Miami Go.
Yeah. And essentially, the gameplay is very, very close to Hotline Miami. And that little video feed thing, usually what it does, right, is it is it like plays back what you did. Because like there is the yeah, I should probably talk about the mechanics in this game. So the mechanics of this game, you can see I have a little right trigger bar over up in the top left. That is my time slow bar. I can slow time. Yeah. I can use that. I can use that trigger to make time go slower if I want to like reflect a bullet really, really well or dodge out of the way of something. But for like a lot of the game, it feels like you don't really need to use it.
Well, I mean, you just died like 35 times there.
Oh yeah, that's because I wasn't trying. I was trying not to attack that guy, but now that I've given the fuck up.
Right, but why didn't you just slow down time to get around him?
well, because he was staring in that one direction.
Yeah, he was staring in that one direction.
Huh.
See, now I'm actually trying to kill these guys, and it's like way easier.
Right. Okay.
So, is this developed by the same guys as Hotline Miami, or is it just very similar?
No, it's developed essentially mostly by just this one guy.
Alright.
And he's he did most of the writing, most of the like actual game development. I don't remember if he did the art, but it's one of those games where if you look in the credits, you'll see like this one guy credited in every aspect of the game, and it's like, yeah, this is his game. I cannot remember what his name is, and I feel terrible for that.
So, how is the stealth working here in this particular sequence?
The stealth here the stealth is working.
Because like you just had the spotlight move straight over you, so what's
Well,
oh, okay.
He had the little like green eye, so
Yeah,
it was saying that
the
he was
little-
safe because he was hiding under the bleachers, I guess.
Yeah, you can hide in like little background objects, but essentially that's like the last stealth mission that the game ever has, and most of it is just about like the combat and like reflecting bullets and smacking dudes.
I feel like you
Yeah.
probably should have shown us a different map, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I do get to a different map here eventually.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, you can see it's essentially you do a mission, and then in the intermedium of the mission it gives you parts of the story. Like here we get this man talking about the war, which we barely remember, but we know at least that we served in the war.
I see.
Oh.
So, how long is this game? Is it like 12 hours or?
It could be completed in a day. It's not 12 hour like it's I would say maybe like 8 hours of gameplay total.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's pretty
short. It can be completed in a game, especially based on how like good you do, and it gets like there is a pretty good difficulty spike, which I actually really liked, because at the time I always felt like using my slow time was like something that wasn't entirely necessary. It was like just something that I could do to make the game slightly easier, but then it finally gives you stuff that's like, okay, yeah, I need to slow time to do this. I could feasibly do this without slowing time, but I'm not nearly that good.
Do the
Right.
dialogue options change like the gameplay aspect, or is it just story things?
They definitely changed some stuff about the gameplay. especially if you're going for the final boss. Like, one of the things is, like, usually this is a first impressions sort of thing. I've played through the game twice and killed the secret boss, so I've played this game as much as I think I can.
And you have to like talk your way into unlock.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially you have to choose specific dialogue options that sort of make you go insane enough to get to the final boss, and like get a particular man to hate you enough.
I see.
Yeah, and another thing with the dialogue is that it has like these red bars, and these red bars you can use to interrupt people essentially. Like if someone's talking, they'll have like their dialogue thing. It'll go through the red bar, and if you hit the red bar thing, it'll just like completely.
Oh, so if
fucking
you
interrupt
say
them.
something while the red bar is going, it's like
It'll
you're
be
being
you.
rude and interrupting what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Oh shit.
It's Doom Guy.
Alright.
Yeah.
That dude wants a party. It's Andrew WK.
It's
That's him.
fucking Buck.
It's fucking Buck.
And
It's
he's
fucking
here to
Buck.
party.
And he's here to party.
I like the art style. It's
Yeah.
like a kind of a rundown, like pixel arty kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
the
grungy pixel art.
The pixel art has like movement that I would akin to fucking Metal Slug.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I can see that. I'm liking
Characters aren't quite beefy
how-
enough, but I'm similar.
Oh yeah. I mean like as far as like the animation smoothness and stuff.
See, I'm liking how the whole you can tell like really easily that everything is a cross section.
Yeah.
So like this is clearly like a cross section of a building. You can see the support beams and everything in it.
Yeah.
Whereas most of the time it would be zoomed in just enough that there's a line where this wall would be, but you're not seeing like the support and the innards of the the wiring up there and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just kind of adds a little tiny detail. It makes it
Yeah, and it makes it feel it makes the rooms feel a lot more like industrial and sort of broken. You got like all the cracks
dingy,
up in
like
the
Saine
roofs.
was
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire game is essentially set in a wonderful dystopian future,
Present.
which is well, it's set in like a weird dystopian future, which is really nice because it doesn't clash with like it does a lot of like the 80s aesthetic stuff, which is like you use a cassette tape and things, and there's
Man, I really can't wait for the space wooden shacks that we have in the dystopian future. NASA
Yeah.
says we're going to be in the moon in 2024. Maybe they'll build wood shacks for us.
yeah, the Martians will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I'm
Going to your therapist now.
Yeah.
You have to wait in the fucking lobby. I love this game. Oh, no, you don't. Never mind.
Nah, it's just closed.
Oh, okay. Go.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's got Hotline Miami. Go.
it's
I
got
mentioned
the
that
Hotline Miami goes. But yeah, what I was saying is like the 80s aesthetic doesn't clash with anything because like most of the 80s aesthetic is like purely tied to this character. Like he loves old samurai movies and listens to stuff on his Walkman because he likes that kind of music. It's just like it's who this guy is in particular.
But also, he's actually a samurai.
Yeah, pretty much. He's sort of just entirely a samurai. He's just good with swords and stuff.
Hey, look, man. Every hitman needs a theme. Come on.
Yeah.
Samurai.
Yeah,
Okay.
this man's samurai, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it works. He's really giving me a I can't remember the character's name. Oh man, there's somebody that he's really reminding me of, and I just don't know who. Jetstream Sam.
Hmm.
He's really giving me a Jetstream Sam vibe from Metal Gear Rising here.
That.
I thought
Yeah,
you were.
that might-
I thought you were gonna say like Samurai Champloo or something.
No.
I mean that too.
But it might just be because the hair and swords. He's a samurai,
Yeah.
Because Jetstream Sam was kind of just a samurai, generic
Yeah.
samurai, but with cybernetics.
Yeah, and that's pretty much just this guy. He's just a samurai he's just a dude in the future who happens to be a samurai.
Huh.
So how much
Yeah.
of it is story and how much of it is gameplay? Because
would say,
basically
like,
this whole
half-
trailer has been story.
I would
Yeah,
say
pretty
like
much.
almost half and half. Especially because like this is just a generally very story heavy section, like sort of in the middle. But there is a good amount of gameplay. Like every like the big part of most of the stages is the gameplay part. Like the one that I showed was a sort of short one because you were told to and can stealth through that part.
I see.
Whether or not you're expected to from a gameplay standpoint is, that's a completely different thing. But yeah, it's got a lot of fun Toby Fox stuff going on where dialogue options can change things and there's crazy shit going on.
Well, good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the most fun you can have in a story,
Yeah.
when crazy shit's going on. I swear to God, I went to this Studio 51 place in Hotline Miami, didn't I?
You probably did. And that's probably a specific reference to Hotline Miami. It seems like this man set out to make Hotline Miami but better, and I think he kind of succeeded.
Well, good.
At least from a story perspective.
Yeah, and from gameplay's perspective, it's really, really good too.
Huh.
Wasn't like the
Okay.
whole premise of Hotline Miami 2 that you were like doing films?
Sort of.
Yes.
All right, here we're gonna get to some more gameplay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, well, that's exciting to see. And this one, you're not supposed to stealth, you're just...
Yeah, you're just
Killing dude.
supposed to bust it.
Did you just fucking deflect that guy's bullet without time slowdown?
You don't need to slow down time. You can just be faster.
Oh.
Yeah, here I die a bunch to these guys. For a
Why
little
don't you
bit.
just slow down the time?
Honestly, the reason I didn't is because I didn't need to. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I want to get through as much of the game without slowing down time as I can. See, in there, I
And then you
slowed
gave
down
up.
time. Yeah.
But you say you don't need to slow down time, and then you have difficulty when you're not doing it.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing about these games, right? You're supposed to die a lot. It's about doing things until you get it just right.
I mean, sure, that makes sense, but if there's an entire mechanic in the game that you're not using, then that is probably the reason that you're having to repeat it so often.
Oh yeah, but like repeating these things often like that is just how people play. Again, it's like Hotline Miami.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that
in
makes
Hotline
sense.
Miami, you didn't just completely ignore mechanics when
slow
you
down
didn't feel
time.
like it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think at least one of the dudes could slow down time.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think the second one they had different abilities or something.
Yeah, and this gets to one of the parts where I do actually need to slow down time.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
So of course I'm gonna die here because I like screwed this up. I could have finished that the first try. I just realized, but
Yay, platforming.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's got platforming in there too. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, how come you have to slash at those guys? Can't you just run them over with a minecart?
No, they'll kill you. yeah, and sometimes you just fall down.
That was really
Okay.
good.
I didn't know. I was wondering whether or not that would happen. Gotta test out the world.
This is some Donkey Kong Country stuff here.
Yeah, seriously. Oh god, now...
Oh, too slow.
Yeah, didn't dodge
What it-
through them.
Ah, dodge. Gotcha.
Yeah. Because yeah, you can also dodge through bullets and stuff. So that's that's another reason a lot of it you don't necessarily need to slow down time. But sometimes like you get a place where there's like a turret emplacement and you're in like a tiny little hall, so it's like you have to slow down time because you have to hit 3 bullets in a row.
I see.
And also when you slow down time, it's a lot about like timing the amount of time that your attack takes.
Right.
Or,
Here we go.
for instance, jumping into a minecart
I
accurately.
feel like you really didn't need the slowdown time there.
I didn't need to, but I kind of wanted to make sure that I got it. This here's the part that I had a lot of trouble with.
Look, Don't tell Thel how to slow down time. He can slow down time anytime he wants.
Slow down the time, Thel! Slow it down!
See, if you just slow down the time... Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, you jumped over that instead of maybe reflecting, but...
I reflected a second bullet. Oh, okay.
I love how the death
I
screen
completely
says,
forgot
no,
about it.
that won't work.
Yeah. No, that won't work.
Yeah, beat that guy up.
So,
Yeah.
you have to stay under the minecart during that little laser bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that seems like something that they intend for you to use.
That actually isn't, that one specifically isn't that. What I have to do is I have to do the stealth, like, walk to stay on.
Oh.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like you have enough, like,
Do you, like,
stealth
stick to it, or?
time, bullet time, or whatever, to wait the whole time.
Right.
Oh, but you're too impatient, though.
Yeah.
This
And then
reminds reminds me of playing Celeste, to be honest. Because
Yeah,
there was a lot of
another
this
good
going on for me when I was playing
I
Celeste.
do like the like instant restarts. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like those like it is like a Hotline Miami in that way. It's,
Or
Yeah.
even Meat Boy.
yeah, even
It makes it a lot less frustrating to die.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, I can just start over immediately.
Yeah, and the game
Less
essentially
downtime.
just expects you to die. It's like, all right, well, you're gonna be figuring this out as you go, so just it's okay if you die a couple of times.
Right. Oh my god, the last one almost got you.
I don't know why you even got in that minecart for like a second, dude.
Yeah, you were like, wait a second.
And
It was
unfortunately,
like,
the minecart left without me, and you gotta clear like the top part fast, or
Yeah.
the minecart will leave without you.
it was
Yeah.
like that scene in Portal where you're like riding the cart into the fiery pit, and you're just like, yeah, I'll just hang out.
Yeah,
And you
GLaDOS
just
is
die.
like, good, just stay inside the cart and you will receive your cake. And you're like, alright, that sounds legit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sounds
pretty.
about like what I'm supposed to do, right?
That's pretty much what happened here.
Oh man.
See, Thel, if you had slowed down time, you would have been able
Yeah,
to
you
reflect
see?
that bullet.
Yeah, saying don't tell Thel to slow down time. If I'm not allowed to, you're not allowed to either.
Only I'm allowed to make fun of Thel.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is pretty cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we finish up here?
I think there is. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can see sort of how like it's doing a lot of different things with the mechanics. Like you have to use the minecart and like slow down times, particularly to stop this guy's bullets as the minecart is speeding through. And I'm really happy with how it ramps up the mechanics. And there's like one level where you actually get to play as a different character who has a different play style, and that is much more about slowing down time and perfectly timing your attacks rather than just winging it, which most of this is for. And here, I'm gonna get through this level because I essentially skipped forward. I died way more times than was showed here.
I see. And then
But
you
yeah.
slow down time for this precision minecart jump.
I wanted
Look,
to be
man.
damn sure.
I know, but the minecart slowed down.
He got
so
through that
much.
area so well, he wanted to make sure he landed in the minecart.
That was
Yeah,
was
okay.
100% what it was. It was like, okay, I got to where the minecart is going. I don't want to fall this time and fuck it all up.
Like, I am not gonna fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so I love when games do that slow ramp up in mechanics and like teach you how to play over time.
Yeah.
That's like the best
And-
way to do it. I think.
Yeah, and it does get really hard, and the secret boss is kind of a bastard, but I really love that fight. And there's also like all of the boss fights in this game are fun as hell. They're great to play.
Good.
Yeah, I would recommend everyone play this game. It's incredible. It's like I like, you know, I really like Grease, but this is I like this one more. I went on about that shit. This game is great.
Yeah, you said this was your favorite game this year so far.
Yeah. I'm sort of not counting The Witcher 3 because I sort of started playing that last year.
Right.
Well, also, that game didn't come out this year. This is your
Yeah,
favorite
and
game
Greece-
that has come out this year.
Yeah, and
Sure.
Greece technically came out in December of last year, but you know,
That's close enough to the edge that counts.
yeah.
All right,
Game
well.
after the video game awards, so it's next year's.
Pretty much. All right, well, that's been Katana Zero. We will see you guys next time, and remember, as always,
Stay beautiful.